Hello guys, it's me, Hunter Rock Gaming, and in today's video, I will be going over the Omnic Zara. So, let's get into it, right? Zara is an Omnic and a former member of Null Sector, which is a very large-sized Omnic. If I had to guess, probably around the size of Orisa, or maybe even bigger. No, or well, larger. So, let's get into it, right? Null Sector. 3 years before the King's Row uprising, Lennet and the other Omnics were kept in a facility until their former masters decided what to do with them. She and Nameless were friends. They were rescued by Ramatra, and alongside Lennet, they became Ramatra's inner circle, right? So, the one with like the bunny ears is Nameless. The one with the purple coat, I guess, is Lennet. And the blue trench coat is that of Zera. Alright, so a year later, after they were freed from the prison by Ramatra, Ramatra led them to an omnium that had been created by Anubis. Now, an omnium is basically where Anubis, I think, was creating the Bastion units and all like the warring units. So, during the Omnic Crisis, so it was created by Anubis during the Omnic Crisis. As Ramatra explained, of all the Omnics he'd brought into Null Sector, he trusted these three the most. They reactivated the Omnium, using it to create war machines, such as probably more Bastion units and the ones we see throughout the invasion story mode and all that fun stuff. If you were wondering what Zara's role in Null Sector was, they were the information operatives. So they were basically getting information about their enemies, their allies, and bringing it in and letting Ramatra know. 2 years later, Ramatra was ready to launch his attack against London, but Lennet urged caution, pointing out that the Omnics they were building were antiquated. I don't know how to say that word. My apologies. Long story short, they were old. Alright? They were antiques, basically. They were old. Ramatra, we know, hates humans. Enraged by humanity's treatment of Omnics, refused to delay the attack. Zara pointed out that Lennet wasn't saying that they shouldn't fight, but requested that Ramatra give them another week, basically, to prepare. And in my opinion, this is where things go south, and why Null Sector was doomed to fail from the start. Long story short, she pointed out that her cell could take down London's power grid and water supplies, and that Nameless's shadows could seize the tunnels. Ramatra refused. That there will have grave consequences for Ramatra and his original inner circle. If they waited a week, they might have actually had a lot different outcome. But in the end, as some of you may know, the uprising was a disaster. Null Sector was completely and utterly defeated by Overwatch, and Lennet was killed, which only further enraged Ramatra. Ramatra began smashing the screen he was watching until Zara, the big blue trench-coated Omnic, basically begged him to stop. He didn't, of course, because he was pissed off, and rightfully so. I mean, one of your closest friends just died. I'd be pretty mad as well. And declared that he would build a new army that Omnics would follow. Null Sector, right? Whether they wanted to or not. This was pretty much his biggest mistake, in my opinion. But long story short, Zara tried to calm him down, stating that Omnics would join them once the dust settled. She pointed out that Ramatra had freed them from prison, but now it seemed like he wanted to put them in one. Ramacho replied, "If that's what it takes." Obviously disgusted by this, the other two inner circled members, Zara and the nameless Omnic with the bunny ears, decided to say, "Well, screw this," and left. And in my opinion, I don't think he ever really replaced them or found good enough replacements. Because Null Sector loses in the end, we know this. Do I think they will reemerge? Yes. And I think it would be a really cool story point to have like Zara and Nameless maybe working together with their own Omnic group to free or basically combat Null Sector. And I think it would be a really cool plot point to have in later seasons down the road to say that, hey, these two are still in the story and are still actively trying to get their old buddy to rethink his decisions about going about an omnic revolution. It would be a really cool point, in my opinion, and I'd love to see them both added back into the story. I said it on other platforms that I would love to see Zara as a future tank in the game. I feel like a really cool brawling type, like straight just hands, maybe like a jumping, grabbing ability, like you grab someone and you slam them into the ground. That'd be really cool in my opinion. But who knows what Overwatch is cooking, right? We know the next tank is probably Demon, but I'll get into that in another video later down the road. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That will be all for today.